Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Alright, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Alright, in His name, okay, and the Rakah Kodash, which is the Spirit Holy. That's all in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashwan Kodash, the language of our people, the nation of Israel. That would be you so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the Israelites. And those of you who look like the other nations but go back to the lineage of Jacob, all right, and his sons, the 12 sons, which are the namesake for the 12 tribes of Israel, Salakia. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone GMS, ruling well, teaching his truth on the highways and hedges, risking their lives and freedom to do so, now so even more than ever. All right, in these last days, preaching the downfall of Babylon and the salvation of our people Israel. I'm your brother and humble servant, the son of Yahweh, back with a quick lesson in spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemal Shai. How much cryptocurrency does Donald Trump have? So as of early 2026, Donald Trump and his family hold a massive cryptocurrency fortune. I didn't ask about his family though, but it says with personal stake in the crypto firm World Liberty Finance alone estimated at over $3.4 billion, comprising of 15.75 billion WLFI tokens. His overall crypto ventures, including tokens, NFTs, and Bitcoin holdings, make it a significant part of his fortune. Can cryptocurrency be put on a RFID chip or near field device? Yes. Cryptocurrency can be stored and managed using near field communication tags and RFID chips. These chips act as secure physical cold storage, wallets, or access keys for digital assets. See that? Enabling, so it's the key, the RFID chip, the microchip. Yeah, see that? It can act as a cold storage. So you ain't gotta you don't have to trust nobody. It's like a trustless protocol. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of something real quick. The reason why I'm gonna show y'all this picture is because I want y'all to think. I want y'all to put y'all thinking caps on, man. I'm just thinking because if I know, like people, like rich people are misers and they don't trust nobody. They don't trust the banks, and these crypto companies is really convincing people. Oh, you can you can custody your own wallet. Okay, custody your own money through these cold wallets, these cold storage, right? So it says enabling secure storage, authentication, and quick transactions by tapping. So that RFID, that microchip is a tapping device. It says often without requiring an internet connection or charging. See that? So if they do have a blackout, then guess what? That RFID or that near field communication is still gonna work. All right, this is the book of Revelation chapter 13. To give you some context, this is called the beast from the earth, right? And it says in verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Whoo! So that's some draconian stuff, right? It says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, all right? It says, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So that first beast that was before him was the ancient Roman Empire, right? And it said it suffered a deadly wound and did heal. So it came back as the revised Roman Empire, Rome 2.0, which is America. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of men. All right, so in World War II, they was dropping what the hydrogen bomb, the atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right, making a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. All right, so you talking about America basically. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. So the image to the beast is basically Rome 2.0. It's the mirror image of its former self in Rome. You look at Washington, D.C., you see them Roman style buildings, them Roman style temples. You know what I'm saying? And then of course you see the obelisk of Egypt, because remember Rome's empire expanded to control Egypt. So that's why this place is called spiritual Egypt as well, right? And representation of bondage is symbolic of that, right? And spiritual Sodom, the sodomy, the debauchery that takes place in this place, right? And now, as of late, you got the Epstein thing that's been going on for years. Fantasy Island, Disney alludes to that. The Disney family is one of the small hat Amalekite families. All right, tapped in with the I to the D to the F. Okay, so they was controlling things and monitoring the United States government. Your politicians, your senators, your governors, and all that. Even some of your highest ranking officials in the executive branch. Okay, and now you got sedition going on because the military, even abroad, they don't even want to fight no more. They're like, man, we're not fighting for this shit, because you got literal rabbis coming out talking about, you gotta die for us, and they're like, man, you know what I'm saying? But let's carry on. It says, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many was not worshipped the image of the beast should be, that's gonna go into the treason. Okay, when you commit treason, it's basically when you go against your own country, your own country's authorities, and all that. All right, let's get something real quick. Look, the desperation is getting real. Look at this headline right here. It just say Europe and Japan ready to help stabilize energy prices and secure a oil checkpoint or choke point. They're talking about the Strait of Hormuz. All right, I just did a game theory on a chat bot early this morning. I got up like 5 or something, like 5:30, something like that, right? The spirit just woke me up, and I did and it basically like the digital yuan, the Chinese yuan is like it's gonna be stepping up. There's like the world's empires are cyclical, and China is one of those things that's been beta tested for the social credit scoring system, right? So we know that they've been rolling that out. Mass surveillance, closed circuit, facial recognition, okay, controlling people's credit score using programmable money. All right. Over here in the United States, they got the SNAP program, right? They telling the moms and dads that's on SNAP, using SNAP benefits, you can only buy XYZ. You can't buy sodas, things like. So it's like an example of programmable money. That's exactly what they're doing. I need to know this. The second Ezra 8 and verse 1, it says, the angel replied, Yahweh Most High made this world for many people, but the future world for only a few. So it's going to be a remnant, a residue. All right, 1/3 part. So that means one out of every 3 Israelite people is just going to be delivered through this coming, perils and things of that nature. Before we get to the or actually before we get to that destruction of this place, you're gonna come across the MOTB, right? The mark of the beast. So this was how the devil was moving. Verse 16, it says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So we're gonna go to the tools. All right, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. All right.
Strong's G 5480. Charagba. Charagba.
All right, from the same as G5482, a scratch or etching, i.e., stamp as a badge of servitude, all right, or a sculpture figure, but it's talking about a badge of servitude, graven, mark. So we're not supposed to mark our flesh with anything. So it's talking about a scratch or etching. It goes into the implantable device, the needle. That's what that scratch or etching, the charagma, okay, graven, mark, all right. All right, biblical usage, a stamp or imprinted mark. So implantable RFID or near field communication, we went over a little earlier. Near field communication, implantable. All right. So why am I mentioning all this? I think he got the MOTB in his right hand. I think that's makeup on his hand right there. I think they're saying like he got some kind of vein issue. But every time you see him sitting at the Oval Office, you notice he always covering his hand. Let me show you. See, why is he trying to cover his right hand? You know? This is one of his more notable moves. He will cover his hand with his left hand as he's sitting there talking to people when the press is around. Again, y'all see that? So I got one more picture to show you. This is the latest picture right here of Donald Trump, and it was on a CBS News on YouTube. It said 11 minutes ago, but it's been about 30 minutes. It said Trump faces expanded war as Israel and Iran trade attacks at gas fields. So he got a glove on his right hand. Y'all see that, right? And we just went over the near field communications, the MOTB being in the right hand or the forehead. And we went over how, the miser or the rich, they of course they're gonna try to protect their assets. And he's one of the ones. I think he got that thing in his hand. That's just my speculation though, right? What is the probability or likelihood of that being the case? I would say it's high. It's up to anyone to guess, but any type of bruising like that, anytime you put something in your hand like that, and even though it's just a little C hip or whatever, it's got implications. And what does the Bible say about it? And why is he trying to cover it up? This is what the Bible say. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 1. All right, so it says, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth." Right? It's the first vial. It says, "And there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image." So let's get into that word grievous sword real quick. I want y'all to see this, man. Poured out his vial upon the earth. A sore. There fell sore. Let's click that one first. It says Helkos, but it says an ulcer. An ulcer, right? Sore. So an ulcer. Peptic ulcer disease. Ulcer. Okay, so ulcer, right? So let's see. And noisome and grievous upon the men which had the mark of the beast. All right, and upon them which had took the image, right? Worshipped his image and whatnot. Let's say noisome. Let's click on that real quick. Was it Kakos?
Strong's G 2556. Kakas.
Says depraved, injurious, bad, evil, harm, ill, noisome, wicked. Okay. All right. So this sword is going to be noisome, wicked, bad. Okay. All right. Base, wrong, troublesome, injurious. All right. Destructive, painful. All right. So this man is having to cover his hand up with a black glove. Okay. Because it's embarrassing. It's noisome. All right. It's a sore. All right. So that's like something cancerous. Okay. Because what did it say? It said sore. Okay. Let's go back to this word because I think there's more on this. An ulcer, as if drawn together. All right, biblical use. It says a wound producing a discharge pus. Oh my gosh, man, it says a sore and ulcer. All right, so you talking about radiation, right? And cancerous thing. It says a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge pus, a sore and ulcer.
Sore.
It says a sore is a physically painful, tender, or inflamed spot on the body, or a state of experience such pain, tenderness, often caused by injuries, infections, or irritations. So those RFID or near field communications devices that are implanted into the body, okay, which goes to the transhumanist agenda, it's going to cause those irritations because of the radiation. Your body is not meant for that. All right. So it's just very, very foolish No matter how much cryptocurrency you got to put that on your hand, man. It's stupid. This guy, he not the smartest man in the world though. So it's a heads up, man. Don't take that bullshit. All right. Lord's willing, is edifying. To the next one. Shalom.